This is the Roger Orozco Show.
All right, guys, welcome to the show. Special guest, Charlie Soto, running for Fresno County Supervisor.
Yep, District 4.
District 4.
District 4.
Hey, first time I met you, I think we might have met a long time ago.
Yes, we were working together. It was probably close to 10 years ago, maybe? Possibly. Yeah, this is when the city of Selma was having the conversation about being split into districts. Since I was involved with Kingsburg's district process on legal lawsuit, I was tapped to come over here and talk about it here in Selma. And we were on a committee that talked about it for a while.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very active. Hey, want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Family man, father of 5.
Nice.
I 24 and a half years in the Navy, retired.
Thank you for your service,
Thank
man.
you,
That's
thank
awesome.
you. Which is interesting. We're doing this on Memorial Day.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool.
So 24 and a half years. Let's see, 5 deployments,
Wow.
16 years active duty, 8 years reserve as a Navy chief in the corpsman rating.
That's awesome.
And then Fresno State graduate, bachelor's in political science and a minor in economics, and then MBA.
It's pretty impressive.
Thank you. And I am currently right now a tax auditor for the IRS.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hey, so what inspired you to run for supervisor, county supervisor?
So, I mean, I have a passion for politics. I've been a city planner for the city of Kingsburg, planning commissioner for about 3 years prior to my deployment to Africa.
Oh, wow.
It would have been 5 years, but since I got tapped to go on a mobilization, they're like, well, can you step down and allow someone to continue progress in Kingsburg while you're gone? I was like, sure. Yeah. But I have a passion for politics in the sense that I'd like to better the community and society as a whole. So there's my passion right there. Is like I want to find ways to make things better.
Yeah, that's awesome. One of the things, and I mentioned it right before we came on, was the health board in Selma. So I know Kingsburg has one. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think as a supervisor, it's under that jurisdiction.
Yes, so the supervisors actually are on boards throughout the county. In Kingsburg, we have the Selma Kingsburg Fowler wastewater treatment plant.
Yes.
Where they'll have supervisors sit on the board. So Buddy Mendez is on it, and Nathan Matzig from another district is on it. And that's how it has been for years. I remember, I think Judy Case before Buddy Mendez. I've been there where there was a meeting where they talked about expanding SKF to cover other cities within the county, and so it was one of those passionate things like, hey, SKF is SKF for a reason.
Yeah.
So the hospital boards will actually have a little bit of a tap from the county supervisors.
Oh, nice. And then previous experience, you were on the planning commission?
Yes.
Kingsburg Planning Commission?
Kingsburg Planning Commission for 3 years. And there's a lot of fun stuff that goes on behind the scenes of city politics.
Yeah.
I mean, for those who actually get into the city politics, there's another level behind it as a player in the game.
And as a county supervisor, to go to the runoff, whoever is the front leader has to get less than 50%, right?
So, correct, yeah. If we were to go to the primary and the election was to end June 2nd, it would only end because one of the candidates has more than 50% of the votes. 50% plus 1.
Plus 1, so yeah. Okay. So you had reached out to ask if I had any questions. Which
Yes.
Which I thought was awesome. So then I invited Mr. Soto on, and he was like, yeah, sure. So which is super cool. And then I was talking to my wife, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, like Mrs. Mims, Mr. Sahota, who's a Beltran, and I forget the other guy.
Ray Leon.
Yeah. Most people don't know anybody, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So then it becomes a name thing, and then and then you see a bunch of signs for certain people. So I thought, hey, you know what? It's pretty cool that Mr. Soto reached out because I was probably going to go. I should say go with the flow, but I was going to we were gonna vote for Mims. You know, the bigger name and trusted name, kind of. But then after just talking to you a little bit, I was like, hey man, Charlie's pretty cool. So I told my wife, hey, since Charlie had the guts to come over here, we're gonna support him, man. And then and I was talking to you right before, and we like it. I like what you say, what you said, and like I said, I think it's real gutsy that you're able to put yourself out there.
Yeah, and I love actual studying politics from Fresno State. So I've learned a lot about how campaigns are ran and how there's lobbyists and everything like that. And I realized that's not what I want to be. I don't want to be part of a lobby circle. Yeah. So all my campaign funding is my funding personally. Wow, nice. Maybe some family are helping out, but it's just that. So I saw in one of the news articles, they're like, oh well, he didn't file any campaign information. Is like, well, yeah, because it's my own funds and I'm under the cap.
Yeah, if you're under the cap.
So I was like, I can't compete with Margaret Mims with the amount of money she's got, and she's got a lot of name clout. Yeah. And so
that's the toughest.
It's very tough, especially when you're starting off in politics. You have to either be well known throughout the entire community, or you have to be controversial. And I was like, I don't want to be controversial. And it's hard to be well known across a vast area of Fresno County.
Yes, yeah. So that is going to be tough. I remember the previous supervisor or the one that's there right now, Mr. Mendez. Mm-hmm. And as I worked for Pepsi Delivery Soda, I'd be off the 43 going up towards Kalinga, Huron. And during the election time, I just saw he would have a lot of signs in that area. Yeah. So then it becomes like a name thing, like I was saying. So I think I voted for him the first time. And then I don't think anybody ran against him the second time. But I was telling you right before you came on, I was very upset because I reached out 3 times. Mm-hmm. It was about the health board, how they're spending taxpayer money. And he would not return my phone calls. Mm-hmm. And his secretary called me back, and I would say, hey, I want to talk to my representative. How come he's not calling me back? So that's to me, that's a really big deal. You know what I mean? They should find time. So that's why I thought it was awesome that you're willing to come over and let people know a little bit about yourself. So that's pretty cool.
And I love local politics, and I love people who are actually engaged in it. So when I saw your show, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'd actually like to meet you and actually get to more personally, because last time it was more business with the Selma districting.
The districting.
But it's one of those things. It's like you find people who find the same level of passion. You don't have to agree with everything that they're passionate about as far as the politics goes, because believe me, on the planning commission, I worked with some of the other commissioners, and we didn't always agree. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, if I run into a fellow commissioner at Starbucks, I'll say hi. Wow. I'm not going to be angry, upset. Sometimes we've had Facebook disputes online. I was like, and that's Facebook. There's politics on Facebook that you're like, oh, but you're like, when you see the person, you're like, okay, that's not really who they are. Yeah. So, and then just being a part of the show and being a local community that I want to go through and promote the show and actually get my name out there at the same time. So it's a mutual benefit.
No, definitely. Yeah. What does your wife think about you running?
So, from the get-go, I told my wife that I have a political career ambition, and I know that people don't like the idea of career politics, but, there are some caps, there's certain restrictions that politics do need to have. Is just finding the right politicians who could be in a career and understand when's the right time to step down. You got to have the George Washingtons in politics.
Yes. Yeah, I believe in term limits, too.
Yeah.
Which they just started right here, I think, at the Selma City level. I brought it up several times at the school level. They didn't want to do it. And then one of the pushbacks was that, it takes 12 years to learn everything. Mm. And I was all, well, you're not supposed to learn everything. You're not the superintendent. Yeah. You're just, you're the representative of the
Exactly. People. And I actually see the issue with politicians going into office and then staying in office is they went in on an original golden plan.
Yes.
And they could be there for 8 to 10 years. But by the time they get to a certain point in that term, what was the original intent? Is that original intent still there?
Is it still there?
And is it maybe time for them to step down? Yeah. See how society is. See how their constituents are. Come back in, and then take a time off, and then maybe re-engage. Can you actually step in,
back in,
and then let the voters see that I came out, I saw what it's like. I think I could fix it.
Yeah,
You've seen what I did before. I stepped down. We let someone else in, and I'm pretty sure the new person that's in there now, who took their place, they actually are working on the agenda that the people wanted to see get worked on.
Yeah, it's a big deal. If you were to get on, would you make it a priority to reach out or to contact the people that try to contact you?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because that's one of those things is like I you think about it. You have a friend, you reach out to your friend, and your friend's like, "Oh, I'm busy today." I was like, "Well, hit me up when you're free."
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks goes by. I was like, "Hey, man, what happened to that phone call? I thought we were gonna hang out or something. Like, I had something I want to chat with you about."
Yeah.
So you got to think of your constituents, the people who voted for you, as also your friends. You're not just representing them. You're also part of their social circle. You affect their lives with everything that you do, from taxes and to the economy.
Yeah.
Somehow you think, oh, as a politician, you don't affect the economy, but technically you have a strong sway on the economy. You affect the families of your friends, your voters that voted you in. So it's very important to reach out to those people.
So is your wife okay with it?
Yes, she is. Back to the original question.
I was thinking, did he answer that?
Yeah. No, good keeping me on that.
Yeah.
So I told her, it was like, my career ambitions is I want to go for higher level politics. And she asked, what is your reasoning for wanting to go into politics? It's like, well, I want to improve society. I want to make society better because, that's how we are. Each generation comes in and we try to make it better for the next one. Yeah. And it's their goal to make it better for the next one.
Yeah.
Currently, right now, I feel like the previous generation hasn't made it any better and actually maybe made it worse in a sense in politics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So there's, in politics, if you were to get on, whenever you make a decision, someone's going to get upset.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to like you, someone's going to get upset. When I brought up your wife supporting you, my wife has always supported me, but she stays out of everything. Mm-hmm. She doesn't want to. She got off of Facebook. She doesn't want nothing because people would say things.
Yeah.
And but it's kind of funny because there's two political. There's a person on the city council and the one on the school board, and they'll drive by my house. The wives will, and they drive real slow and they just stare. Like giving me this look. My wife's like, "Why are they doing that?" I said, "Well, pretty sure it might be the show because I try to. I have my opinions on them, and but I never lie. I never lie, man. I never want to get caught up in any kind of BS. So I just tell the truth, and they don't like that. And maybe it hurts their feelings. I don't know, but I think it's in bad taste that they do that. Mm-hmm. I just kind of laugh it off. But I think they're really intertwined, probably with their spouses." But like I said, mine stays out of it. I want her to stay out of it.
Yeah.
Don't even go on social media, because, like I said, when I was on the school board, there was a lot of things that were said that weren't true, and you can't go in there and fight with everybody. So just kind of like whatever. People that know me. But I always worried about that. But that's awesome if she supports you with that.
Yeah, and politics is always sort of like you pick and choose your battles
with
individuals because what I was telling you earlier when I was running for city council, but I was on the planning commission at the time, the dog park issue in Kingsburg. Huge issue where the people who wanted this park in the middle of the residence to be a dog park, well, the people that live next to it didn't want that. Mm-hmm. So as a planning commissioner, I was like, it's not zoned for that, so it's not going to be turned into that. But we could develop a new one. Yeah. The dog lovers in town apparently started a rumor I hated dogs. Whoa. And I was like, okay, all right. There's good people that say some things. And I confronted a few. I was like, where did this rumor come from? I was like, oh, I heard it from someone. Someone said it. And I was like, okay, it's hearsay. I ain't going to get into it, but it's just like, it's part of politics. Yeah. And if someone actually had a grievance against me, I'm not the type of person to go shy down. I was like, hey, like even in the future, if I get elected in a position, you're like, oh, Charlie. I was like, all right, I got to visit Roger. I got to have a conversation and see like.
Well, that's the best thing, right?
Yeah, it's all about debate and opinion, and it's about sharing ideas and trying to come to a mutual understanding. Yeah. So, I mean, people who have strong left and right, convictions, those are the issues. Yes. Because no one wants to meet some compromise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
if you're really hardcore this way and that way, it's going to be hard to do it.
Yeah, so it's trying to find the middle ground. So I try to be the friendly guy and say, hey, look, I understand where you're coming from, but let's talk about it.
Yeah,
let's talk.
Yeah, and I would respect that. You know what I mean? A difference of opinion, but you give your opinion. Here locally, it's when they don't tell you. You know, like I'm very involved with the school board guys, and they made some really bad decisions. And when I reach out, they don't say anything. If they would just say, "Hey, this is why," even if I didn't like it, I would respect it. But when they don't say anything, now we have a problem.
Yeah, see, and, you know, it's one of those things that some politicians, even from our founding fathers, have developed a sort of code of conduct when they get some bad media attention. Some will try to wave it off, ignore it, and you know, it's common practice. And then there are others who will try to direct it head on. But the common one to do is ignore it.
Yeah.
And what happens is usually it goes away from them. Other times it doesn't. So I much rather be the type of person who's like, if it's a scandal, that's where the ones they ignore it. If it's a political decision, that's the one you should talk about it.
Yeah.
Don't shy. If you made the choice, you made the decision, you need to go up and confront the people who are against it and say, look, this is the reasons why I made this choice.
Yeah.
And I could understand if you don't like it, but these are the factors that went into the decision.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's the way it should be. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
Shoot. Anything else you would like to say?
A lot of people have asked a lot of things as far as what would I do as Fresno County Supervisor.
Yeah,
and
that's a great question.
I mean, sometimes I think my ideas might be larger than the position itself. Some of the ideas is trying to find ways to raise revenue for Fresno County without impacting the residents. We have public, property taxes. Property taxes keep getting higher and higher. I mean, my father's property, I check his taxes, and there's so many factors that go into his property, why they're so high. It's like, well, why are we getting the small people? Why are the residents who are, trying to buy a house, trying to be a part of the American dream, getting nailed with high property taxes, while these corporations who are buying properties, personal residences, I mean, if your house was owned by a corporation and rented to you, it's going to be at a high cost.
Oh, yeah.
And not only that, their property taxes are, going to be the way they are because based on the value when they purchased it.
Yeah.
So, and if they bought tract houses, like some of these places, they will sell one of the houses at a higher cost. And it raises the values of property, and that's what we're seeing right now. So the factor that I would like to see as a Fresno County Supervisor is when we go through and make a decision to raise property taxes, it should be on corporations within Fresno County that own multiple residential houses. If they own more than 4 or 5 residential properties, they're going to be hit with double property taxes to pay for the cost of everything in Fresno County, because they're taking rent when they're renting these houses, or they're taking the high value and impacting everyone's property. When they go up and they sell it, that property now is paying huge property taxes because of the value.
So are you talking about businesses doing that?
Yeah, corporations. Businesses. When corporations, they'll, not developers, because developers are building the houses and they're trying to sell it. But there's these investment companies that'll come in
and
buy 20 of them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And they'll sell one of them to a subsidiary property or corporation at a very high price, and that increases the value of the other 19 properties.
That's a really good point. That's very interesting. Never thought of that.
And this is like what I was telling you earlier, that I like to learn ideas and expand on thoughts. And one of the ideas I just ran across last night, and Hawaii is actually doing this, is the state, and this is, this is like above my pay grade as far as Fresno County Supervisor, but if we're to go through and try to control corporations from lobbying businesses, taking control of large tracts of houses, you can't do any of that unless you go through and restrict them. Well, Citizens United allows them free reign. But the states are the ones that give corporations the powers to be, who they are. They give birth to it. It's not a real person. It's in a figment of an imagination of a person. And the Supreme Court justices even pointed out, it was like, yeah, the states are the ones that grant the powers to corporations. So if California were to go through and create a modification on corporations and say they cannot provide funding for lobbying or political actions, that would put a lot of restrictions and put more control and power to actual politicians and the people who vote for those politicians. No longer would you see these large, obnoxious political signs paid for out of a war chest, because I can't compete with that. I'm an idealist. I am a visionary. I can't compete with that. And then Measure C. I know that one has been a hot topic for people. It's like, how is Measure C going to be something that you can fix? Well, I know that the penny is going out, and there's talks and conversations that everything's going to be rounded up or down based on, the rounding system to a nickel. I was like, well, if a business were to round down the cost, they lose, but if they round up, they gain. But if they start matching prices to be that, I was like, okay, what if we, captured that roundup as Fresno County on sales tax? Because currently it's half a penny per transaction. But if we were to go through and round up, let's say it's $3.43, and they round up to a nickel, so $3.45. Well, that extra 2 cents that's rounded up, the business doesn't capture that profit. The county will go through and say, okay, thank you, we'll take that, and we'll use it towards Measure C, because you as a customer have already paid, the nickel. So it's not going to affect you, it's going to affect the business.
Oh, I see.
And I know the businesses are not going to hurt over a 2 cents transaction.
That's interesting.
It's a lot of random ideas, and my biggest idea, and this is where it's going to take a younger person to be in office. I'm currently the youngest candidate running for supervisor. So water is a huge issue.
Oh, yeah.
No matter where you are, you live in the city of Selma or you live in the countryside of Selma, you're a farmer, you're a resident in the countryside, it doesn't matter. Water is a huge factor that is on our mind, on top of economy, of course.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, I've talked to a few city managers and they're like, water's an issue. Okay, so how are we going to get more water to the Central Valley? Well, one of the things is, we can go through and put more recharging basins throughout Fresno County and bring the groundwater up, and that supports everyone. We just don't have it up in a dam, and only the irrigation system controls it, and farmers along the way get it, and then it replenishes the groundwater just a little bit. But living in the countryside where I live, when the water level goes down, especially during the drought in 2011, 2012, it costs a lot of money to just drill down to get down to the water level.
Wow.
People who live in the countryside are having a hard time making ends meet throughout Fresno County. Doesn't matter who you are. So there's these water tankers they put up there, but it's not fair that we have to rely on someone to bring water to us. So ground recharging stations is a huge factor, but for myself as a young candidate, I feel like I have the passion and drive to start pulling other counties within California to start a movement to have a national aqueduct system. Water that's being pulled from the East Coast, from the Mississippi, these areas that are being flooded. And it doesn't just help California, it helps the Southwest. It helps areas within the United States that are, having drought. Tennessee. I mean, you'd think that place is in a green area, but they're also suffering drought. Arizona, Nevada, refilling water in Lake Mead. I mean, these are places that, are outside Fresno County, but they affect us here because we need that water. So if we're able to push the national thing, we can bring water here.
Yeah, those are some pretty good ideas. So you have been thinking a lot about everything.
I have. I've spent a lot of time thinking about it.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I wish. So I saw was it New Hope?
New Hope, yes.
Yeah, so I saw that, and I like what you said. I wish there was more of those kind of debates.
I agree.
Or was it a debate, or was it kind of just like informational?
It was more of a town hall informational, because at first I thought it was a debate. I thought we were going to be up there like you see those presidential debates.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I was like, all right, who's going to attack me? Who's going to bring it situation? It was like, I like to see the mudsling situation. I was like, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, it was
and it was nice where you were given a question and you respond. And what people don't know is we weren't given those questions in advance. So everything that was responded to was on the fly. And by the time I got to the fourth question, I started feeling comfortable with, the style of it, that I actually let go, and I felt that passionate response.
Oh yeah, there was one that seemed like you were like, what was it? Was it
the national threat?
Yes.
Yes. What is the
division?
Yeah. So division is a huge one, because no matter what, when I started my campaign for Fresno County Supervisor, I sat out front of Save Mart petitioning for signatures to get my name on the ballot.
Oh wow!
And I had a gentleman come up to me and ask me, am I conservative or liberal?
Oh.
I was like, sir, it's a nonpartisan race, and plus, if it was, I wouldn't be able to run for it as a federal employee because of the Hatch Act, which is a violation of the, First Amendment in my belief. But he asked me, are you conservative or liberal? I was like, I can't. He's like, no, what are you? I don't care. I was like, all right, I'm an independent. I believe that both sides, and he cut me off right before, and he's like, if you're not conservative, I'm not even going to sign your petition. I was like, it's just to get my name on the ballot. It shouldn't be anything that's decisive.
It shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and I was like, Margaret Mims is a clear choice already, but you want to hear what I have to say, at least put my name.
Yeah, let me go on there. That reminds me, and I don't know if I told you this, maybe I did, and I already forgot. But when I ran for school board, it's been over a decade, 2014, I was trying to hit every single person in the voting district.
Yeah.
And 6 months, day and night, 2 vacation weeks, day and night, after work, till the sun went down, all the weekends, and my wife let me do it, and didn't really say too much. And anyway, I bring that up because only 3 people out of the hundreds and hundreds that I talked to, only 3 asked me about the schools. The biggest thing, the question that I got asked the most was, are you Republican or Democrat?
And it's frustrating because it's a nonpartisan position.
Yeah, and I'd be like, wait, don't you even care about why does that even matter? But that's what I was asked. And I was a registered Republican. And so a lot of people said, I'm not going to vote for you because you're Republican. I was like, what the hell? And then some people said, I'm going to vote for you because you're Republican. And I was like, well, and then so that was probably happened to me, I don't know, 50, 60, a lot. That was the most. But there was a handful that was like 10, 11, 12, I guess, that asked me what nationality I was. Oh, yeah. And I was like, what does that even matter? With 3 of them, I think it was 3, that slammed the door in my face. And I was like, hey, well, I'm Hispanic. I'm American. Yeah. I'm Hispanic. And they slammed the door in my face.
It's crazy, right? When you get those responses.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? And then that's when I realized that it was basically a name thing. They didn't, I was over here busting my butt, challenging the system for the children, and then it became, are you Republican or Democrat? So to this day, that's something that sticks out of my mind that, wow, you guys didn't even
want to go bother to say, well, what are your ideas? What are your positions?
Yeah, where were you at? And I was telling people where I was at if they let me talk, and a lot of them did, but I guess the whole point was nobody asked me about 3 asked me about the schools. Only 3, and the biggest question was what party are you associated with? And I was like, what the hell?
And it's one of those things where if they actually talked and listened to you, they can get an idea where you may actually stand in the political ideology. But here's the big thing, and people don't recognize it. Right now, it's so polarized with politics. It's just, you got to be on the winning side, and the winning side is left or right. But from what I've learned in college, it's all different flavors of vanilla. Yeah. Because it's all the same thing. Here's the thing. We're all the same ideology when it comes to we want better lives for each other. Yeah. We want the economy to be good. We want to make sure our family's healthy. We want to make sure our neighbors are taken care of. And we want a safe society for our children to grow up in. So those are some key factors. So it just... The thing that's frustrating is you look at people that are looking at left and right, you don't realize that they're causing more hate and anger, that it causes more fights. And everyone's blinded to the issues at hand. Yeah. That's why I liked when you, at that forum, when you talked about division. Because I believe that is one of the biggest problems. And division, and a lot of it is because of the lack of information or true information. A lot of people most people don't do their homework. Yeah. So it becomes a name thing. Yep. I've seen that name before. I've seen it before.
Yes.
I'm going to vote for that person because apparently, you know, they've done it before. They know what they're doing.
Yes, and I really believe that does happen.
Yeah.
So I think like I said in the beginning when you reached out, hey, you asked me if I had any questions. I was like, hey, you want to come on? And I was like, hey, that's totally. So I was telling my wife, it's totally awesome that he's willing to come on.
Yeah,
and talk.
and honestly, if there were any YouTubers or any other podcasters out there who wanted to talk to me, and anyone out there who was watching the show who wanted to ask some questions, I'm willing to go and talk on their shows.
See, and then when you're a person of conviction, you're not afraid to talk.
Exactly.
I can tell right away. Yeah, you can tell. So that's pretty good. So going back to it's the people that don't want to talk. That hide behind things you should worry about.
Exactly. Like, what is your stance? Is like, and then you see some of those responses that beat around the bush. And then time up. Okay, I didn't answer the question.
It's not a real response. So when I heard the one about what was the question when you answered about the division? The question was what was the biggest problem or something?
Oh
in
yeah,
the United States?
What is our biggest threat that faces our country today? And it's division.
Yeah, it's division. Yeah, and I thought that was the best response. Somebody else said something about farm workers. I don't know if that's a country thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. I was like, whatever. The other one was countries that chant death to America.
Yeah.
And I get that. You were in the Army. I get that. But I think locally it's the division. Well, not nationwide. It's the
nationwide division.
The division.
And
it should be what's best. No, I was just going to say what's best for America.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it was funny because when Ken asked that question, he said, it doesn't matter what seat you hold. Yeah. We want your opinion, your idea. I was like, oh, so this is fair game. This is open. I could, because it's division from small to large. That's what divides us these days. And you think about it, when we were united, we had a common enemy. It was the global war of terrorism. We were fighting Al Qaeda. But before that, we were back to partisan politics. Yeah. And it's been going on for a long time. Since the creation of our country, Alexander Hamilton wanted to start, division to get support for the Constitution. It worked then for division, but it created so much animosity that it continued for generations and generations. If you're not with us, you're against us. And that shouldn't be the case.
No. Difference of opinions. So if someone wins the election, whether you supported them or not, let me back up. So let's say Biden, President Biden. I don't know where you stand, but I wasn't a fan. But I didn't want him to fail.
Yeah, exactly, because he has the same common interest for all of us at the time, is to make sure the economy is surviving. Yeah, people are working.
You always
people
want
are
the
staying
best.
Healthy. Yeah, exactly.
You always want the best.
And that's what I sort of hope for with the current administration. Just look out for the best for the people.
Best interest. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Hey, I learned a lot about you. Politics. Soto. I like it. Yeah.
I appreciate it. And I was going to say, my video, is running on YouTube. I got a short one, and I don't know if you want to air it right now. I'll try to. Yeah.
I have my son does my editing. I haven't put it right after we finish the talk.
Okay, sounds good. And I don't know. And just for all you who are voting out there June 2nd, if you haven't already mailed in your ballot, my name is Charlie Soto. Fresno County Supervisor District 4 is a position that I would love to get your vote on. And in the future, if you want to talk to me and I'm in that position, feel free to reach out. I'm there.
Yeah, I love that you're open. That's awesome.
Thank you, Roger.
Hey, appreciate it. I appreciate it too. All right, guys, Mr. Soto, County Supervisor.
June 2nd, vote Charlie Soto for Fresno County Supervisor, District 4. Charlie Soto, retired Navy Chief of over 24 years of service.
What is the greatest threat to America today and why?
Our country, over 250 years, has had a lot of threats. There's always going to be a country that's going to chant death to America. There's always going to be outside threats that we do not see. But the biggest threat that we have in this nation that faces us today is division. Like our candidates have already said before, we start seeing blue and red, and we blur the lines of what needs to get done. The things that need to get done are the things that need to take care of this country and the people. We are distracted by arguments and votes of who wins and who doesn't win. That is not what this country needs anymore. This country needs to come together, be united, and do the right thing for the people. The people are the ones that are failing. They're the ones that are getting trampled on. They're the ones that are losing. Politicians, corporations, whoever is in puppeteering this whole country in the way we're fighting, they're winning. We're losing. And we're losing our country. And we need to fight and unite.
A visionary we need for a better Fresno County.
County Supervisor.